Imagine waking up, not in your climate-controlled bedroom, surrounded by the hum of technology and the promise of a fresh start in 2025, but in the raw, unrelenting grip of medieval times, an era where every dawn brought not opportunity, but ordeal, and survival demanded a level of inner strength that modern comforts have dulled in us. Think your daily stresses, the endless notifications, the minor inconveniences. Test your limits. You wouldn't last 24 hours in medieval life. But here's the empowering truth, drawn from Stoic philosophy. These ancient hardships aren't just historical curiosities. They're blueprints for building an unbreakable Stoic mindset. As Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor, who faced plagues and wars, taught us, the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. In this video, we'll dive into the brutal realities of medieval existence, from food scarcity to feudal warfare, and extract Stoic resilience lessons from each, practical tools to forge your own inner fortitude in 2025. By embracing these lessons, you'll learn to transform obstacles into fuel for growth, cultivating habits that make you resilient, focused, and truly free. Let's begin with the foundation of survival, food, and how Stoicism 2025 can turn deprivation into discipline. Forget the cinematic banquets of lords feasting on roasted boar and fine ale. For the vast majority, the serfs and commoners who made up society's backbone, medieval food was a monotonous grind of subsistence, where scarcity was king. Peasants subsisted on pottage, a thin, flavorless stew of grains, root vegetables, and whatever foraged scraps the land yielded, simmered endlessly in a single pot that bred more bacteria than nourishment. It wasn't cuisine, it was calories, often infested with weevils or contaminated by the very tools used to prepare it. Bread, the universal sustenance, came coarse and gritty, ground between stones that flecked it with rock shards, demanding jaws of steel just to chew. But the peril ran deeper. Rye contaminated with ergot fungus could induce hallucinations, convulsions, or death. Some scholars tie this to the mass delusions behind witch trials, where communities spiraled into fear over tainted loaves. Meat, a fleeting treat for most, preserved poorly without refrigeration. Its spoilage, masked by heavy spices, only the elite could buy. The rest swallowed it half-rotten, praying it wouldn't sicken them. And water, often fouled by sewage and disease. It was ale, weak, low-alcohol brew, that quenched thirst, even for children as young as 5, who drank it daily for safety's sake. Coastal folk might snag salted fish, but inland, it arrived reeking after weeks of transport. In this world, every bite was a gamble, a test of endurance against hunger and hidden poisons. Yet, in these medieval hardships lies a profound Stoic lesson for building unbreakable habits in 2025. Voluntary discomfort as a path to mastery. Seneca, the Stoic advisor who practiced self-denial amid luxury, urged, "Set aside a certain number of days, during which you shall be content with the scantiest food. Then you will understand that a man does not need wealth to be healthy." Imagine applying this Stoic mindset for modern life, intermittent fasting or simple meals, not as punishment, but as training. The medieval peasant didn't choose scarcity. By deliberately embracing lean days, you build resilience against cravings, sharpening your dichotomy of control. Focus on your attitude toward food, not its abundance. In 2025, with diets trending toward mindfulness, channel this into a weekly Stoic feast, pottage-inspired simplicity to cultivate gratitude and mental toughness. It's not survival, it's empowerment, turning lack into a forge for your willpower. Now, if the food didn't break you, the hygiene, or utter absence of it, surely would. Medieval sanitation wasn't a convenience, it was chaos. For most, facilities meant a chamber pot under the bed, emptied haphazardly into streets below, with a shouted "Gardez l'eau," French for watch the water. Though water was a euphemism for something far fouler, towns reeked of excrement cascading from windows, a practice so rampant that some cities mandated dumping only after dark. Castles boasted garderobes, mere holes in walls plummeting waste 70 feet down, where even royalty endured draughts and odours unfit for description. Public relief. Crude open pits or riverside privies, scarce and swarming with disease. Gong farmers, those unsung laborers, waded into cesspits at night, earning quadruple, a common wage, but bearing a stench that barred them from society. The Thames, in London, a monster of stink, bloated with filth, no toilet paper, leaves, moss, or for the wealthy, wool scraps, bathing, rare, perhaps twice yearly. As many feared it, invited illness through open pores. The result, a symphony of smells from unwashed bodies, rotting, refuse, and industrial trades like tanning, which steeped hides in urine. But Stoic philosophy survival teaches us to transcend such externals. Epictetus, the enslaved Stoic, who rose through sheer mindset, declared, "It's not things that upset people, but their judgments about things." Medieval folk couldn't control the filth, but you, in 2025, can choose your response. Practice Stoic resilience by embracing discomfort, cold showers, or minimalism in hygiene routines to build an unshakable core. This isn't about romanticizing poverty, it's Marcus Aurelius' lessons in action. Choose not to be harmed, and you won't feel harmed. In a year where wellness trends emphasize mental health, adopt this for unbreakable habits, a daily reflection on what you truly control, turning modern annoyances into trivialities. Stoicism, 2025, isn't avoidance, it's armor against life's inevitable messes. Surviving the basics led to the grind of labor, where medieval work wasn't a career, it was ceaseless toil. 90% were peasants, bound to noble lands, rising at dawn to plough with oxen-drawn wooden tools, sow seeds manually, and harvest with sickles under blistering sun. Harvest seasons meant 16-hour days, burning 4,000 calories in backbreaking exertion, no gyms needed, just survival. Craftsmen fared little better. Blacksmiths inhaled toxic fumes in sweltering forges, risking burns. Tanners marinated in chemicals that yellowed skin and lingered like a curse. Apprenticeships started at 7. Children shipped to masters for 14 years of 7-day weeks. Wages, a penny or two daily, barely affording bread. Odd jobs for the desperate. Link boys, torch-bearing streets. Pure finders, scavenging dog waste for sale. No upward mobility. Feudalism locked you in place. Enter Stoic mindset for modern life. Work as virtue, not burden. Seneca wrote, difficulties strengthen the mind, as labor does the body. Medieval laborers embodied this unwittingly. Their hardships honed endurance. For you, in 2025, amid burnout culture, apply Stoic philosophy, motivation, view tasks through the lens of purpose, practice premeditatio malorum, anticipating hardships, to fortify against them. Build unbreakable habits like deliberate deep work sessions, echoing peasant persistence. As Stoicism Trend 2025 highlight, this builds self-reliance. The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. Per Marcus Aurelius. Transform your 9 to 5 into a Stoic arena, where effort cultivates character. If labor wore you down, medicine or its barbaric facsimile finished the job. Without germ theory, illness stemmed from humors, imbalance, blood, phlegm, yellow and black bile, fevers, bloodletting via veins or leeches, up to 70 at once, mortality soared. 30% childhood death before 5. Life expectancy, 30 to 40 years. The Black Death halved Europe's population. Dentistry, extractions amid screams, no anesthesia. Remedies like mercury poisoned faster than cured. Hygiene ignorance spread plagues. Hand-washing was alien. Stoic resilience shines here. Acceptance of mortality as fuel for living fully. Epictetus advised, don't demand that things happen as you wish, but wish that they happen as they do. Medieval sufferers couldn't cure plagues, but Stoics teach us to control responses, mindfulness over panic. In 2025, with health trends leaning holistic, practice Stoic journaling. Reflect on fragility to prioritize virtue. Voluntary discomfort, like fasting or exposure therapy, builds immunity to fear. Marcus Aurelius. Battling his own ailments. Noted, reject your sense of injury, and the injury itself disappears. Use medieval hardships motivation to embrace preventive stoicism, exercise, meditation, turning vulnerability into strength. Justice in medieval times. A lottery of cruelty. Laws varied by village. Ignorance was no defense. Petty theft meant amputation. Over 200 crimes warranted death. Trials by ordeal. Carry hot iron. Clean healing proved innocence rare without antibiotics. Trial by water. Sink for purity. Float for guilt and execution. Executions were spectacles. Drawing and quartering for treason. Crowds picnicking. Nobles bought mercy. Peasants suffered racks. Iron maidens. Stocks for humiliation. No police. Night watchmen shouted alarms. Stoic philosophy, survival reframes this. Justice as internal, not external. Seneca. He who is brave is free. Amid injustice, focus on your ethics. For Stoicism 2025, this means ethical decision-making in chaos, whistleblowing or standing firm. Build unbreakable habits through amor fati, love of fate. The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury. Marcus Aurelius taught. Channel medieval unfairness into modern advocacy, fostering resilience against betrayal. Warfare amplified horrors. Endless conflicts like the 100 Years' War. Armor for elites only. Peasants wielded farm tools. Battles killed thousands. Towton claimed 28,000 in a day. Disease decimated more. Sieges starved cities, leading to cannibalism. Armies pillaged civilians, burning homes. Yet Stoics thrive in adversity. Epictetus. Circumstances don't make the man, they reveal him. Medieval warriors' grit mirrors Stoic discipline. In 2025, apply to personal battles, conflicts at work or home. Practice voluntary discomfort. Simulations of stress to build calm. Stoic mindset for modern life. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Per Marcus Aurelius. Turn war stories into motivation for peace within. Daily life compounded miseries. Stench from waste. Rare baths fostering leech. Clothes itched. worn threadbare. Language barriers, no privacy in one-room hovels. Entertainment, executions or baiting. Superstition ruled. News crawled slowly. Stoic leçons culminate here. Simplicity as freedom. Seneca, it is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more, that is poor. Embrace minimalism in 2025. Declutter for clarity. Stoicism Trends 2025. Emphasize this. Digital detoxes echoing medieval isolation. Very little is needed to make a happy life. Marcus Aurelius said, use hardships to cultivate gratitude, turning history into your Stoic blueprint. Delving deeper. Consider how these medieval elements intersect with Stoic virtues. Wisdom in navigating uncertainty, justice in personal integrity, courage against fear, temperance in restraint. In food scarcity, temperance teaches moderation. In hygiene horrors, courage builds tolerance. Work demands wisdom in effort. Medicine, justice in self-care. Legal cruelties foster temperance in judgment. Wars, courage in conflict. Daily drudgery. All four virtues combined for holistic growth. For practical application in 2025, start a Stoic journal. Note daily medieval moments, minor hardships, and reframe them stoically. Join the Stoic Challenge. 1 week of simplified living. No tech after dark. Basic meals. To experience resilience firsthand. As trends show, millions are turning to Stoicism for mental health. Make this your year of transformation. Historical accounts from chronicles like Froissart's reveal even grimmer details. Famines where bark was eaten, winters freezing families in hovels. Yet survivors persisted, embodying Stoic endurance without knowing it. Contrast with today. Our hardships, traffic, emails, parley. Yet we complain. Stoicism flips this. Use premeditation to prepare, turning potential pain into power. Quotes, to live by. Epictetus, on control. Some things are up to us, some are not. Apply to career slumps or relationships. Control your virtue, not outcomes. Seneca, on time. Life is long if you know how to use it. Medieval short lives remind us to seize days. In wrapping, medieval times weren't romantic. They were relentless. But through Stoic lenses, they're masterclasses in resilience. You might not last 24 hours there, but by internalizing these lessons, voluntary discomfort, mindset shifts, virtue focus, you'll thrive anywhere, especially in 2025's uncertainties. Subscribe for more Stoic philosophy motivation. Hit like if this inspired you, and comment your biggest takeaway. Remember, the obstacle is the way. Build your Stoic survival kit today. Unbreakable, unyielding, unstoppable.